Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashime. It's a happy new month, the first day of the month of December 2023, the last month of the year. So happy new month to all our viewers at home, sports fans in Nigeria and all over the world. It's a beautiful weekend again, and I'm full of smile this morning because of what the Super Falcons actually did. They promised to put smiles on our faces, and eventually they kept to their word, they kept to their promise, and they fulfilled it right there at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium here in Abuja, where they earned a 5-0 victory over Cape Verde. On that note, I welcome you to the show proper. Like you know, we'll be beginning from that story, but on the show this morning, I have two guests. One will be joining me via Zoom in the city of Abuja, and I have a studio guest this morning, Noah Samson. Welcome to the show.
The pleasure is mine.
All right, let's start with this fantastic story of fantastic they are, Super Falcons, and sincerely speaking, they are super in the game against Cape Verde in the 2024 African Women's Nations Cup qualifiers, the first leg against the Cape Verdeans at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. It was 5-0 thrashing of the Cape Verdeans here in the city of Abuja. They promised before this match that they are going to win, and eventually they won this particular encounter. And it's a victory for us, taking the first leg advantage. We have one of our foot at the 2024 African Women's Nations Cup that will be happening next year in Morocco. Noah Samson, a brace from Uche Nakanu Esther Sunday got the goals for us, and fantastic result for the Super Falcons.
No dull moment with the Super Falcons, and that's the truth. Unlike their male counterparts, which has always been disappointing Nigerians and actually making most of us cry and not having that zeal of watching the Super Eagles play again. Because I remember when I was quite younger, when the Super Eagles are playing, you see everybody wants to watch. It's as if they are having a Champions League final or you are playing a Classico. Everybody wants to watch. But it's so disappointing that you can see, even most of the, if you go to where you have ball houses, if some people don't even write the Nigeria matches again because people don't want to watch the match. Because instead of watching the Nigeria match, and you go there, you feel you are not even happy. But I was surprised yesterday when I was going through yesterday, and I saw where somebody wrote it, Nigeria versus Cape Verde, to show that they won't put more priority the girls over the boys because of the level of consistency and how they've been making us happy. So it's a very good one. I expect it's what we expected, because unlike the boys where they drew against Lesotho and Zimbabwe, we know these girls are going to win, and they did it. So it's a very good one. They should keep it up, and they should keep making us proud. We believe them they will qualify, and next year in Morocco they're going to make Nigeria proud.
Okay, they are going to make Nigeria proud next year in Morocco. If you look at this result, it puts Nigeria in the driving seat. Where football at times, it can be, at times football can actually be very tricky. We don't know going forward the chances of Super Falcons in the next leg. What are you looking forward to?
It's going to be a scale through what we call a victory or through. It's what we believe. Because they have not been disappointing us so far. You know, it's only the Super Eagles where you when they are playing you'll be having thoughts of will they qualify, will they not qualify, having calculations. But when it comes to the girls, there's nothing like that. All they have to do is for them to they win, and we believe the qualification they are going to win win and qualify for the next round.
Okay, they are going to win and qualify for the next round. Now, the return leg will be coming up on the 5th of December. That is 4 days away from now, right there in Cape Verde, where they will actually, where they were going to be playing against the Cape Verdeans. If you look at it, they have actually put their one leg in Morocco 2024. Women's Nations Cup. This is the second round of qualifiers, and we've taken a very giant step by beating Cape Verde here in the city of Abuja. Now, let's look at that 2020. Let's quickly look at some results of the women's qualifier. Let's look at some results. We'll still dwell on the Super Falcons story, where we see Senegal thrashing Egypt 4-0, Mali beat Guinea 7-2, Nigeria, as you know, thrashed Cape Verde 5-0, Algeria, and against Burundi it was 5-1. Tanzania beat Togo 3-0, Kenya and Botswana played a 1-1 draw. Tunisia also beat Congo 5-2, and Angola lost to Zambia 6-0. Burkina Faso and South Africa played a 1-1 draw. That's a surprising result. If you look at that particular result between Burkina Faso and South Africa playing 1-1, no, as I'm saying, South Africa is one of the powerhouses when it comes to women's football in Africa. Now, playing against Burkina Faso and playing 1-1. Are you surprised, like me, with that result?
Yeah, it should show. I was surprised because South Africa is a very big team and they drag up Burkina Faso, but it's football. Anything can happen, and you see, the girls they don't want to be left behind. They want to be like a threat to other nations. So it's not a new thing. It's a game of football. Anything can happen. You might be on top today, and the next day the other team might be on top. So there's no time for. Should I use the word, no dull moment in football nowadays, so you just have to do. So it's not surprising to me.
Okay, it's not surprising to you. In the course of the show also, we'll be looking at Nigerian sports in the year 2023, the year under review. We know this is the last month of the year, so we're going to be looking at some fantastic outing for Nigeria, the highs and lows, beginning from today till the end of the year. We'll be looking at how Nigerian fared when it comes to sports in the world, in Africa, and in the country particularly. We'll get there, but still talking about the women's qualifiers for the Nations Cup, for Women's Nations Cup next year. Let's quickly run over the result before maybe if Ayodeji Makinde is ready to join us via Zoom. Let's run over the result and see some fantastic results also quickly for those who are just joining. Senegal 4-0 against Egypt. Mali 7-2 against Guinea. That's a massive one. 9-goal thriller in that particular game. Nigeria 5, Cape Verde 0, Algeria 5, Burundi 1. I think almost 3 countries scored 5 goals, one 6 and the other one 7. We have Algeria beating Burundi also 5-1, Tanzania 3, Togo 0, Kenya and Botswana 1-1, Tunisia 5-2 against Congo, and then Angola lost to Zambia. Fantastic team. This team defeated the Super Falcons in the 3rd place match in the last Nations Cup, and Burkina Faso and South Africa played a 1-1 draw. Those are the results of how things went in the first leg of the 2nd round of the Women's Nations Cup qualifier that will take place in Morocco come next year. Okay, let's leave the Super Falcons story. Now let's look at the Super Eagles. If you look at the year 2023, I think the women has been doing tremendously well in sports, but for the guys, no, we just have to be we just need to be hopeful of a better outing when we hit the ground running come next year 2024. But let's look at this story quickly with the Super Eagles, where the FIFA rankings, the November FIFA rankings came out, and Nigeria dropped 2 spots from 40th to 42nd in the world in the FIFA ranking. If you look at it, the Super Eagles of Nigeria as against when they had 1,419 points in the month of October, but now they have 1,474.44 points against 16.04 points, and that is what they actually dropped in the month of November. No, as I'm saying, though at times we might say rankings don't play football. Yes, I agree. But what rankings do for you is this. Rankings help you, maybe whenever there is a competition, you get a better, maybe you get lesser teams in your group. That is what ranking does for you as a national team, as a country. Now, we saw what that did to us when we moved from the 5th position to 6th, though we still remain 6th, but we just dropped our points. Now, if you look at it, if we had been in the 5th, maybe ranked among the top 5 countries in Africa, we would have been in the same group with Cote d'Ivoire, who is the host country and what have you. But right now, outside that, now we drop 2 spots down, 2 spots down in points, not just not in the rankings. We drop to we still remain 6th position, but we drop from the position where we were 40 to 42nd. I don't know what's really happening with Super Eagles.
I don't know. Is it lack of? Will I call lack of? We were discussing this actually the match after Zimbabwe with some of our friends. We say probably the heart of big manism. Then from say probably the passion is not there, but if you have to say the out of guys, you got big manism. You have the likes of Messi and Ronaldo doing their different things, which are quite retarded. And when you combine the net worth of all Nigerians, of Nigeria players, these players should be more richer than them in combined. But you see where they play, but they play with that passion. So I don't really know what the problem is. If these guys are not ready to play this game, we have other people use home-based players. If those that are coming from Europe, you can. And you, I was watching Brighton Arsenal match. You can see Oyeka, the way he was, Frank, the way he was playing on the field as if he wants to die. And I was look at this guy. Why can't you come and replicate such performance in the Super Eagles? You can see other players. Look at Kelechi Iheanacho. Look at Wilfred, Alex Iwobi. He scored over the weekend. Look at what do you call it again to Victor Osimhen and other players. You see how they play at the club wise. But when it comes to Nigeria, it's something I don't know. It's as if there's a different kind of. I don't even know what to say. Is it a kind of? Are they feeling too big, or is it they don't pay these guys, or is it lack of patriotism? So I think if these guys are not If these guys are not playing well, why not bring other people to come and replay them? Because I was so surprised when I saw the ranking that we've gone up, because we didn't perform. If we can play against Lesotho, we draw against Lesotho, draw against Zimbabwe, then who do we want to win? Is it Benin Republic want to win, or we want to go and win Ghana or Ivory Coast at the Nations Cup? So I don't know what the problem is. So I think probably maybe it should be from the coach. Maybe they could change the coach, or maybe I don't know. I think the NFL should just look for a way out, because we don't even know what the problem is. Bring in new players. If the foreign-based players are not doing well, why not bring in the home-based players? The home-based players are hungry players who want to be known by the world. I think they're going to do better. Keep bringing up the home-based players, invited to the camp to play with the, but they will never play a match. You see those guys are still not playing well at that level.
Let's look at the Nigerian league. Do you think the NPFL, the Nigerian Premier Football League, has that quality players to actually play for the national team? Well, in years back, we used to have home-based players in the Super Eagles, the likes of Vincent Enyema, Barua, Sondo Ba. We have Ohehe, Sonyo Ohehe. We have a lot of them, Emmanuel Okala. These were players home-based. Our own Rashidi Yakini started with Julius Berger before he left the shores of this country. Kan Wanko with Iwanya Wuneshonena, Heartland FC of Uwere, before he left the shores of this country. A lot of players, Ranchers Bees of Kaduna. I remember those, they used to produce good players. Daniel Mwakachi is from that play, Ranchers Bees in Kaduna, before he left the shores of this country. Samson Siasia, a lot of them started from the home front before moving out. But do you think if you look at the 90s, that is early 90s, late 90s, then the 80s, 70s, we used to produce good players in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Do you think over the years we've not really been able to produce those quality players from our league to play in the national team? Because every coach coming, they want to invite the foreign-based players.
Since the foreign-based players are not even playing up to expectation, why not go? There's a proverb. I don't know what the proverb says. If you try the left, it doesn't work. You go to the right. You can. Or do you want us to go and meet the likes of their Cristiano will come and play for Nigeria? No. Either we like it or not, these home-based players, they are Nigerians. If those outside the shores of Nigeria are not doing well, use these guys. If they are not doing well, they will know, okay, both the home-based and the foreign-based player are not doing well, then you look for something else. But if these guys are not doing well, why not bring these guys up? Have you seen some of these guys' performance? Despite being on bad pitches in Nigeria, you can see a player having 16, 20-something goals, something assist. Then imagine when he or she, when he plays on a very good and a very smooth pitch, what he will perform. And you see all those ones playing on the international pitches. But the issue I have is these are Nigerian players are good. Look at them. If you look at them at their different clubs, their individual performance. Most of these players, look at Umar Sadiq that played for Risa Studio. You can see the goal is scored. Very fine goal is scored. They play individually in their teams, but when it comes to the national team, I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, We have our guest ready. Okay, I can hear from my director that he's not ready yet. When he joins us, we're going to feel his own side on a lot of the stories that we've discussed so far. But for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they dropped points, and they still remain sixth in Africa. But their points right now, they've dropped in points, and they also dropped in the position. They are now ranked 42nd in the world. All right, let's Ayodeji, let's bring you up to speed. We talked about the Super Falcons winning their game against Cape Verde 5-0, taking the first leg advantage, and now they will be going to the reverse fixture come next on Tuesday right there in Cape Verde. And we're talking about the Super Eagles ranking 42nd in the world right now. Ayodeji Makinde.
Yeah, thanks, Emmanuel. For the Super Falcons match, we're all here at the National Stadium on Thursday evening. Right from the blast of the whistle, we knew straight up that they were never going to be a match for the Falcons. We're also aiming to get to the finals of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Remember the disappointment of 2022 when they couldn't, against all expectation, surpass the semi-final stage. So this is a statement of intent. And of course, gonna those days when there are minnows, you want to say Cape Verde never should be a match, but we've seen upsets in different games played by the Super Falcons. But this is one bold step moving forward. Most times the problem is not really with the team. It's about behind the scene management of the team, the organization, and of course, the focus, the new way, the pathway for the team to be able to compete regularly at the highest level.
Okay. Now, you were there at the stadium also to watch that game, because that is your base. I know, because that is where you are, your office. Looking at it this way, the Super Falcons have taken a very good advantage of first leg. Now, let's look at it this way. A lot of questions has been raised, has been asked. What is going on with Randy Wardrum and the Super Falcons? Everybody is kept in the dark, including you yourself, but somehow, what is really going on? Because you, let me say, you are close to that environment.
Well, as it is, the issue with Randy Wardrum and the Nigeria Football Federation is an alliance that is still kept in secrecy. The details of the contracts were not made known, and that is even what makes a contract unique. If two people are into anything, they might decide to either let the public know the terms of engagement or decide otherwise. Remember when he was appointed, many eyebrows were raised.
Yes,
like, what is Randy coming to do that Florence Omagbemi did not do, or Nigerian coaches cannot do? Over the years, we've seen mixed results coming in for the Falcons. It's not that they've been that superb, like the way they used to be in those years of their supreme dominance on the continent. Going into the World Cup that we had, we saw unnecessary utterances on the part of Randy Wardrum. Yes, you would expect a coach or an employee of yours to be able to voice his or her grievances with things that are not going well. But remember, you are bound by a contract. The easiest way as it is right now is the NFF should please come out. If you want to continue with Randy Wardrum, let Nigerians know, because we cannot continue to toil with the interest and the passion of millions of Nigerians who cannot but just follow football. If you decide otherwise to get a Nigerian coach, let the Nigerian people know. We cannot afford to delay and wait till the dying minute before a decision is made. Is he the one taking us into the Women's AWCON through the qualifiers and into the Women's AWCON next year? Is he the one who is also going to take us to the Olympics? These are key questions that should be considered, and I believe they're considering it moving forward before the end of the year so that a decision will be reached.
Okay, so that a decision will be reached. I will still come back to you quickly, like I announced on the show. Let's take this break because we will be looking at event in 2023, how it happened for Nigeria in sports. Now we'll be looking at one side, the first side of it, the first event for Nigeria, the first high for Nigeria 2023 when it comes to sports. Right, that is one of the key moments where Nigerians smiled in the year 2023, the year that is under review. We know this is the last month of the year in basketball, where our D-Tigress did it in a very, very, very fashionable style. This team was not given the chance to win the AfroBasket, the African title 2023, and they did that very well by winning their game. They defeated Mali in the final and becoming the second team behind Senegal to win the AfroBasket title 4 times in a row. They did it 4 times in a row. They won the last one in 2022, 2023, 2021, and in 2020. Ayodeji, this is one of the key moments in Nigerian sports in 2023, where the D-Tigress under Rena Wakama, the first woman coach to win the AfroBasket title for Nigeria and the 4th title in a row for Nigeria. That is with the D-Tigress.
When Rena Wakama's appointment was made, many people had a huge doubt over her ability to lead a team with the magnitude of D-Tigress. Remember, she didn't really have that profile with due respect to achievements to coach a team of the standard of the Super Falcons, of the D-Tigress, beg your pardon. Now, Otis Hewley, that was in charge, was dismissed in some kind of unbelievable manner. And then there were questions raised about the participation of whether some of the foreign-based players, well, which most of them are anyway, would come to represent Nigeria or not. But she was able, despite all these tides that were swinging against a momentum, she was able to still keep a focus, get the players motivated to get another AfroBasket title. It's a positive one for the team, but beyond the success of what we're seeing the Tigers do, have we tried to raise questions about the league, the women's basketball league in the country? We had one concluded some few weeks ago in Lagos, Air Warriors Basketball Club, and we saw MFM Nigeria Customs and the rest playing. How often are we playing the women's basketball league? The same problem we're having in the men's basketball league is similar to what we're having in the women's basketball league, because we don't really have them playing on a regular basis. We don't really have them competing at the highest level. And it's so easy to say because we don't have sponsors, we cannot have a league. But when we had sponsors with Kwesi, with Zenith, what did we do with the sponsorship? Because for somebody who has sponsored you for a period of time to suddenly decide not to want to sponsor you again, something surely is looking fishy. But for the achievements of Rena Wakama in the year 2023, it will go down as one of the best, one of the, if you like, put it as unbelievable achievements in the year 2023, because against all odds, she was able to prove a medal, gather the team, motivate them, and of course, get another AfroBasket title.
Okay, of course, to get another AfroBasket title, time will not be enough for us to talk about this particular achievement for the Tigers of Nigeria in the year 2023. That was one of the key moments where we actually excelled when it comes to sports. We know we have the highs and lows in the year 2023 when it comes to sports, but this is one of the highs for us, for the Tigers winning the AfroBasket title for the 4th consecutive time. They won it 4 times in a row, and that is a record being now kept by 2 countries, that is Senegal and Nigeria. All right, that is where we'll leave it on the show. 360 Sports from Trust TV. Ayodeji, thanks for joining me on the show this lovely morning.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Samson, it was a wonderful time having you with me.
The pleasure is mine.
All right, that is it. Where we leave it on 360 Sports. I am Emmanuel Fashemi saying thanks for watching.